well. Surprise. If you didn't figure it out before everything, got a little special guest here today. Um, Here we are. Last week was treatment 11.
Yep.
Yep, that's right. That's the picture I drew, which I need that, by the way.
Okay.
Everything's gone well. Had some, I'm not going to say big issues this week, but hadn't been as normal as it has been. Pretty minor stuff, but we'll talk to the doctor about it when we go back Wednesday. I don't think it's too much to be worried about, but we'll just say it's been an adventure for the last couple days. Spare everybody the details. Big thing, been waiting for this one for a little bit. Been wanting to get Kelly, if obviously most of y'all probably know who she is. But if you don't, this is Kelly, the one that I talk about all the time. The person that somehow I've tricked to put up with me for 10 years almost. But yeah, just wanted to get her on here. She hadn't really told me what she's planning on talking about, but I figured I'll just kind of wind her up and let her go. We'll see where it goes. I'll probably chime in if I have a chance, but get after it, kid.
Well, we waited this long because I've been going through some transitions myself. As you can see, I have beautiful, perfect, fake teeth, and I didn't want to scare everybody with all the mess that happened before these got here, and I could speak with them in. So that's exciting for me. Makes me feel good at the end of 8 months, 7 months of
Ish. It might be a year-ish. It might have been last
No,
summer.
I'm talking about the cancer stuff.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, through
7
all
and a
of
half.
that, finally a little bit of a, look, you're moving and the camera's following you.
Shouldn't be. Dadgummit, stop. Yeah. Crap. Hang on, people. Quit that. Shouldn't be doing that. Did you not flip and start? Oh, it did. Oh well. Technical difficulties. Anyway, I'll put these together the best we can. Go ahead and continue.
Okay, so that was the wait for me to make an appearance and be on some of these. I didn't want to scare y'all away with my wreck of a mouth. I was planning on this being a just me thing, but Jeff started talking about when we do our vlog, so I just went with it because he usually knows what's best, and that's sad that that's now on tape somewhere. Anyway.
I can leave, love, if you want to just go.
No, we're good. I'll do some by myself later. There might be a time when you can't talk because I smacked you. Broke your jaw. Anyway, let's see. If we go back to the beginning of the year when all this started and all the what ifs and what do we plan for, what do we expect, and you hear all the bad, and then it's probably not going to be as bad as what they tell you, but you don't want to have you don't want to think everything's going to be perfectly smooth sailing and then be upset at the first thing that goes wrong. So kind of all over the place with emotions and thoughts and things. We've had a few nights where we've both just sat and thought about the worst. There's been nights where one of us is thinking of the worst, and the other one just kind of holds the other one, and then the next time it's the other way around and the other one's the sad one. We've definitely had nights of all the mixtures of we're both fine, one's good, the other's good, we're both bad. And there's never been a I don't know if there could be an issue with any of that. I guess some people might have,
Yeah,
but we don't fight, so
some people.
which is weird because as much as I like to fight,
I
but
know better.
he doesn't participate in fights, so we just don't have them. But
And to be fair, we haven't really had a reason to.
yeah, it's that might be the perfect segue into the only, well, there's only a few things that we strongly disagree on, and there's maybe one or two things that we kind of have different viewpoints on, and for the most part everything else is we're the same person in two obviously opposite bodies. Religion falls in there somewhere, and going into this, of course, as soon as the doctor opened her mouth, my knees hit the floor. My texts and phone calls to my prayer lines were, I don't even know what time of day or night, what day any of it was, and they were all there, and they all did what they're supposed to do, what I would do for them. Second or third night we were in the hospital, we'll have to add that picture of he was sleeping and I was getting cozy in my recliner, and I looked out the hospital window, and for me, signs from God, obviously I don't catch them all, but they are a real thing. You could never convince me that they're not. He was there. He was absolutely there and letting me know that he was going to be there and hold us through this. Since then, we've had long, in-depth conversations about God, and obviously, for the most part, he listens and I talk. And
Again, we haven't fought.
so, yeah, that might play part of it. If you don't believe in God, or you kind of wonder, and you are following this story, and when the cancer is no longer a part of our lives, if you've watched this whole journey from beginning to end and you don't believe, I don't think you will ever believe. To sit there and hear doctors say, I wanted to call and give you your lab results, because this doesn't science. And for me, everything is either science or God. And when it's not science, and a doctor's telling you in so many words that someone who has all these statistics, these blood test results don't look like they go to this person, that is a very obvious sign for me that God is doing the things, and everybody that is praying, keep doing that. I know at the end Jeff always says thanks for the well wishes, the thoughts, all that. I don't care about any of that. Just pray, and pray to God. That's all I can ask of anybody to do. You know, if you don't want to pray to God, none of my business. But if you're doing it, or you pray to the same God that we pray to, send some up, because like he said, this week's been a little different. A few little symptoms. Nothing
earth-shattering.
Yeah, just things. It could just be things.
To be fair, minor inconveniences, honestly. Nothing.
But it's like the things symptoms he had leading up to the diagnosis that neither one of us thought anything about cancer. And then once we found out, we were like, oh, so that's why. And you kind of piece things together, right?
Yep.
So a few of those, and it could just be, a random backache because, he's got a crazy back. Or it could be...
Shout out, Mom.
Yeah. Hey, Evelyn. Love you. Or his back could hurt because the tumor's shrinking faster and pressure's letting off. I mean, and I'm just using backache as an example. So nobody, again, hi Evelyn, no one thinks and panics.
Yeah,
and
I'm not about to be paralyzed.
yeah, anyway. So that being said, Jeff appreciates the well wishes and the thoughts, and I'm glad they're there. I'm glad they're comforting to him. The prayers are comforting to me, and they are without a doubt working. I mean, look, does this look like a man who's had 11 treatments of chemo? Like, he's, I dare say, healthier than I've seen him in 10 years.
Close.
It's amazing. And obviously, since I'm talking about it, I'm a religious person, but I'm not an over the top, shove it down your throat, that's all you're going to hear me talk about person. But when it comes to this, I can't not be that person that's just, this is what prayer does. Like, I can't talk about it and not talk about God. It's just, I don't work that way, and I know I'm not the only one. And I hope maybe the whole purpose of all of this, when Jeff was like, why me? Everybody has moments like that when you get horrible news. Maybe why him? Maybe it's somebody sees this and they take a step back and look at the God thing a little bit, and it helps them understand or have a little more faith or ask questions, whether it's me or Jeff, or you want to know who I talk to when I have my moments of, why is this happening to Jeff? Because I did. I called him within hours, and I'm like, how do I answer this man that's laying in the bed asking me, why did God do this? I didn't have an answer for him. So I called my guy, and that always tells me he doesn't have any more of a connection to God than all of us have. But he's got a way, and it might just be a way that works for me, but he could also be, he may have that connection with you as well. And I hope I'm not just throwing him out there to the wolves, but
it's not just you, or he wouldn't be right with that.
Right. But I can help lead you to people that aren't me. If there's things that you're wishy-washy on when it comes to religion and God, and why do bad things happen to good people? And I've learned a lot of the answers to those questions. Personally, I've had that thought, because if you know half of my life, you would know without a doubt I have often thought, why do the worst people seem to have such great things going for them? And we'll just leave that to things that are hardly ever what they seem. But in this case, there's no question that God is all over this guy, and he's creeping in a little faster than I think Jeff anticipated. And God's gonna keep working on him until he's chattering away about it like I do. And I can't wait for that. But again, we've been together 10 years, and I'm not ever gonna shove it on him. I'm all about, I'm just gonna let God do the things for me, and he's with me. Jeff is with me all the time. Not as much as God, but pretty dang close, and that's by choice. And
again, why we don't fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna be here for Jeff to watch God work. And I've had that thought, maybe not for 10 years, but a good portion of that, there was a song. We do a lot of communicating through music. Like, hey, listen to this song, and it's a good song, but I want you to listen to the lyrics and figure out why I told you to listen to it. And his are like, sometimes I honestly just smile and nod because he can explain it, and I'm still like, I mean, the rhythm's good. I have no idea what that guy's talking about. But again, polar opposites, and we're perfect together. And one of the songs that came to us in the like I said, maybe not 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. Maybe I'm the one, and this works both ways, but maybe I'm the one that was sent here to save Jeff, and not that I think I'm a savior. It's not what that means, not maybe, but maybe I'm the one that God sent me to Jeff so Jeff could see God through me, and vice versa. Like, I've always been a believer, grew up that way, but when I realized the kind of man I had, with every relationship I've stupidly been through, and to end up with something this amazing, and that's not just fluffing it up and putting all the pretty stuff out there and, you know, being lovey-dovey because it's social media. It's this is really us, and we really don't fight. And maybe the reason God sent Jeff to my life was for me to see. Maybe he was sent to save me from ever having to deal with a shitty relationship again. Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding.
Yes, I am a Christian. I do
That
talk.
was for my Aunt Adele.
Oh, I do talk about God. I am a Christian, and I also say potty words.
She commented that on my story today about the.
But
I can't believe it's not butter. So.
oh,
Yeah.
but that's what real. I'm still a human. I'm still gonna make mistakes. We all do, right? That's why over the last 10 years I've tried really hard to become less judgy, because we all mess up every day and everybody has to deal with their own. But not us. We are a package deal. And even on the dark side of things, oh, that sounds really morbid. We're gonna go out together, and no, by no means is that not. That's not.
No.
That no, not with that. No, it's not what you that. Yeah, edit that. You know, I do think you can speak things into existence. I used to think that was a load of crap. I jokingly said often 10 years ago, I'll be a widow before I'll be another ex-wife. And I kick myself every single day for ever saying that. I'm not going to be either one of those things, for the record, because I am speaking that into existence. And just more of we will be buried together kind of thing, not that we're going at the same time. That's where that should have went, not we're going out together, because
We're not Thelma and Louise in it.
yeah, not that. By no means am I ever taking myself out. But, like I've said since the day I lost my mom, I'm not going to do anything to make it happen. But when he's ready for me to come home, nobody better stand in the way. Do not resuscitate. There's too many people there that I want to see. and I know the rest of them will be there when they get there. So that little bit of the dark side that he tends to shy away from, and which is fine. However, he processes and deals with it. I'm proud of him for doing it. I'm proud of him for coming up with the idea for these vlogs because it helps him, even as he says in all of them. You know, it may not be a lot of information on your end every week, but it's good for him, and he's doing it. And as I said, he's in a better place in that aspect than I've ever seen him too. Actually doing things for himself and not feeling guilty.
Well, I'm trying not to. I
Well,
still do sometimes, but yeah.
You're
I'm trying to be better. For the
You're
most part,
doing
I
better.
am.
You're
I
doing
know,
better than you
I-
think you
I know
are.
I am,
But
I
it's
still
it
do
is.
feel
It's
it,
nice
yeah.
to see him, even obviously where we're at, and given my history, splurging when you're sad, and whether it's eating or spending or anything that you can do in excess.
Excess.
See, he's the other half of my brain. English is hard. That's why I have Jeff. But yeah, anything you can do too much of, I've learned, or I am learning to do less of. And I've learned that I could buy something for $5 on TikTok Shop, and I get the same dopamine hit as if I went and bought a purse 12 years ago. I mean, it's the truth. It's ugly, but it's the truth.
That's a thing.
Oh. But he's learning that it's okay if he wants to buy, a new shirt. That, by the way, he's found some really cool shirts, but he buys it and it comes in and he's like, "Look what I bought me," and then I'm like, he's finally there. Like, he's finally mentally, he's okay with treating himself, and we can't treat ourselves with expensive things, but we don't need the expensive things. And yes, Kelly Clark just said those words and meant them.
Kelly who?
That's what I was born as. Kelly High Note says, "I need all the expensive things. Hi, Evelyn. I need Bluebell. I need..." No. But to see him dipping his toes into the other side of, it's okay to take care of you instead of somebody else once in a while. And at the beginning, I thought, it's my turn. It's my turn to be the one that does the laundry and the dishes. He's done it at that point. He's done it for 9 years. It's my turn. And this sweetheart of a man said, "No, let me do it while I can." And I've done 3 loads of laundry.
You've done enough.
And he wants to do it. I'm only gonna say no once, and then after that I'm like, "Hey, you want to do the laundry? I mean, who am I to stop you?" But he wants to do it. He knock yourself out. When you get tired, let me know. I owe you 9 years of it. So then we will reevaluate in 9 more.
Yep.
Because he's gonna be here, and he's gonna be the case that everybody says, "I know a guy that had that," and he's 107. It's mind-blowing, just everything coming in clear. And like he says, the other shoe could drop as soon as we turn off the camera, and then that will not make me change how I feel about anything I've said. It will just be a turn in the path, and we will speed bump will go that way for a little while. I'm a little more concerned about the changing of location. Jeff's like,
I don't know if I
oh,
didn't tell you, we are going to Bedford, so that'll be fun. A little
yeah.
bit different.
He
but
was,
It'll be fine, I think.
oh, yeah, they just, they got to shut down for just a little bit, like 2-3 weeks. And, he's, the
It's not like
nurses.
you're sending me to like a camp. It's the same place. It's
No.
actually nicer than the one in Greenwood. It's bigger.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm
Oh.
saying, I read the same email you read, and then I listened to the nurses, and they're like, yeah, we just found out a few days ago, and we got to be out by, I don't remember the dates, but
The
something.
15th was their last day.
Everything was very rapid for them, so there's something going on with that building, and it could be a financial thing. It could be, a renovation thing. I don't think it's those things. I think they would have had more warning. I know it's a God thing. We're going to a different location for a reason. I just don't know the reason yet. But
Chairs are more comfortable.
I have heard that the chairs are more
They're
comfortable.
better in Bedford.
So, but you never thought you'd say that phrase.
But the chairs are more comfortable?
No, anything's better
Oh.
in Bedford.
Well, there's a couple good things about Bedford. Hi, Nick.
I was fixing to say, you can't say,
And Bojangles.
The-
but
the
anyway, that's
Nick-
Euless. Damn it. Sorry. Anyway, close
you
enough.
can't say the Nicks are better in Bedford because
Well, there's
other
only one,
Nick
yeah.
will get his feelings hurt because
Well, he's the reason I found the shirts, but carry on.
all of Jeff's friends' names are Nick. So sorry if you're not Nick, but anyway, I will pop in and keep y'all posted on when I find out why we're not in the same facility. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He's getting the same treatment, same
My
exact same.
doctors, half the nurses are going.
Yeah,
So
the
it's not
same
like-
team is going, just different building. And just as the doctors say, you have this, and this typically leads to XYZ, and then God says, well, that was funny because you have this, and we're going to go ABC over here, and he is the one who decides how our bodies are going to process disease, not doctors, not, dare I say, science, because again, the science doesn't science when it comes to Jeff and blood work. And I couldn't be more happy about being able to say that. I
Both
knew,
of us.
yep. And in one of his, he talked about wanting to see me be a grandma, and he's gonna be sitting here, and we're gonna be great grandparents. I mean, obviously, we're gonna be great grandparents, but our grandkids are gonna have babies, and we're gonna be here to see those too.
How long do you think we're going to be here? I'm not sure I want to go to 107. That's a long time, by the way.
I mean, we do have kids
Well,
tipping
I'm
the
aware.
30 line.
I'm aware.
I'm
dear.
not. Now, do I think we'll be here for Emmett's grandkids? I don't want to make it that long either. Like I said, I got people to see on the other side of the gates. The gatekeeper, most importantly. But yeah, that's not something I worry about like I did before, which led to him worrying about me, worrying about not ever getting to be a grandparent because.
No, it's still there.
But it's gonna happen while we're both still on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it could just be grand pets. All 5 of those little lovely babies that we have, they may all decide they don't want to have babies, and someday I'll be okay with that, or medicated enough that I don't know. But well, everybody that knows me. So those of you who don't know me,
Oh my God.
my best friend is a nurse. We've been best friends since kindergarten. since she's a nurse and she works in a nursing home, we have lots of plans. We've had for many, many years of when we decide to go to the nursing home together. I will still have Jeff, but he will not be living.
No, they barely involve me, but yeah.
He will be allowed to visit us in the nursing home, but he's not part of the shenanigans. But
They'll keep me in a shed behind it, I guess.
we'll tell you that you were there with us all day. But the things that me and Mel have planned, Jeff just can't. We can't do some of that stuff with a guy around. That sounded awful. No.
You learn to think a little more ahead when you do these too.
Yeah.
You don't
But-
paint yourself into so many verbal corners.
Right. It's an everyday thing for me, but
normal in general, but yeah.
yeah. So who knows? Me and Mel might forget that we made those plans, and it might be Jeff and the Nicks in the nursing home, and they may be telling me I spent the day with them. Who knows? But I'm really proud of my Jeff. He's not just handling it well and putting on the show of I got this, don't worry mom, dad, I'm a trooper, I can he's not. He really is just healthier and more amazing than he was before some wackadoo doctor said, hey, this is what your future holds. And no, I don't really think he was a wackadoo, but he obviously doesn't take direction straight from God. He puts a little bit of schooling in there with his thought process, and I guess that's fine. But he really is rocking this thing, and I shouldn't be amazed given my God or my husband, but you can watch every week, and it's the worst part, I think, was the beginning, and I really think that's all the way through that's going to be the case.
The first month was hard, I think, overall. Probably if we had to put a time frame on it.
Yeah.
I would say through January and maybe the first bit of February.
Maybe before chemo even started.
Yeah, just because there was so much in the air. But that was just unknown stuff. It wasn't necessarily the cancer. It was more just the fact we didn't know. And I think that was the most frustrating and annoying part about all that, was just not having any direction.
Because he likes to have a plan, and I like to fly by the seat of my pants.
Yeah, not in this way. That's not really fun.
Not fun.
For other stuff, yes.
But like, he's stressing about JPS or Texas Oncology, rightfully so. But I'm also rightfully so sitting over here saying, God, I put this at your feet, places where we need to be, and waking up the next day and finding out I had health insurance that I was literally told 2 days before that I did not meet the requirements, and it was not going to happen. So again, signs are there. Things can be spoken to existence. Because on paper, we shouldn't have health insurance. All the qualifications weren't met, but it happened. Opened a paycheck and said, holy crap, there's no money there. And was so excited. And I will continue to work with almost no money there, because if it keeps this going, I'll keep my shopping limited to TikTok shop and not Louis Vuitton, because you really do learn what's worth it.
Yep.
You really do. So, anyway, all of that to say,
job,
he's not
dear.
just blowing smoke up your behind when he says how everything's just kind of mellow.
Yeah.
It's
Weird.
It's for real, and it's really a God thing. And I hope somebody that watches this at some point in time takes that and does something with it. And maybe that's the reason for all of it.
Yep. Well, get us out of here, dear.
So with that, I shall bid you adieu. No, I'm just kidding.
That was mighty formal, but yeah.
As I'm sitting here, and he's like, "You just have to put a nice shirt on. No one can see your pants." And I'm like, "Really? No one can see my Mickey Mouse pajamas?"
Well, they did now, yeah, because you've been sitting like that.
But, yeah, we're both doing good. We're both in a good headspace. I've probably had more health issues, and none of them are serious, since January than he has. Obviously, his one thing outweighs anything I have ever had combined. But as far as going to the doctor or the dentist or whatever, all the things, like, he's had little to no reason to go anywhere other than to get his little chemo, little chemo, come home with a hazmat suit in case the lemon
Right.
bust.
Yeah.
Just that little thing. But
Yep.
I'm piecing myself back together through years of not having Jeff by my side. And he's holding his pieces together with his little 46-hour lemon.
Mm-hmm.
See it? You see it, right, Evelyn? You're not losing your mind? There's a lemon in my hand.
Good grief, you're gonna make her crazy.
Anyway, and also, Wayne, hi, we do know you're watching, and we love you too, but it's more fun to pick on Evelyn. Sorry. But we're gonna go for number 12 next week and find something funny to say about the Dirty Dozen,
I
or
got the next handful lined out.
yeah, see, planning ahead, names of vlogs, pictures that go with the number of vlog,
The pictures sometimes.
pictures and the
are more
songs.
random.
Oh, and apparently the song thing carries over. The songs that he plays when he posts about the vlog, listen to those songs,
Not every
because
time, but most of the time there's something.
he has
there.
some little, like, he's got a little Swiftie in him. He won't admit it, but he likes some little, you know how she has tie-ins
yeah,
everywhere to
yeah.
everything? You got a little touch of that tism too. You got the Taylor
sweetie,
tism.
no,
You got the Swiftie tism.
no, it's Tooltism, if anything, but yeah.
You can be, he can be right, because he's technically sick, I guess. But anyway, if he ever looks like he's sick, I might be a little nicer to him. But
Oh, hush.
right now, he looks so good that, oh my, that sounded dirty too. But he does. He does look good.
Everybody,
So-
bye.
Bye. We'll see you on the Dirty Dozen episode.
Yep.
And we'll let you know all the little things that have happened this
we won't
week.
have anything big on that one, but that will be
Well, we
the
might,
next. No, it'll be the CT. Will be the week after.
but when we go for number 12 and you talk to him about all the little oddities
Yeah,
from
I
this
don't think
week.
it'll be a big deal, but we'll go over it. May not even be worth mentioning, but we'll
See,
see.
I'll let you know.
Well, I mean,
just ask,
you know.
just ask me, because he's gonna
Either
do
way,
that,
yeah.
and I'm gonna tell y'all a little more of the ugly side. Because
Well, I've told him plenty ugly, but it's just. This may
You
not
didn't
be
tell-
worth-
that we're gonna go out together, not like that.
No.
But I mean,
Well,
when cancer gets brought up, you have to talk about death. You just do.
I've talked about it plenty, but
He's not as blunt as me.
that's pretty damn blunt in a couple of them.
Okay, we're gonna go have our first argument.
We're not. Hush.
Bye, you guys. Thanks
Alright.
for
Yep.
the prayers and keeping
Yep.
my
All the
man
things.
going.
Yep.